Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Sailor Solitaire. Thank you so much for tuning in to your general reading for this October of 2017. Please remember that this is a general reading, so watch your other signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever sign resonates with you. And if you have any additional questions, concerns, or you'd like a more specific topic to get into, if you'd like a personal reading with me, visit my Etsy shop, www.etsy.com/shop/sailortarot. The link is listed in the description box below, so have a look at that as well. And so without further ado, let's get started. Hello Capricorn, welcome to your reading. Thank you very much for joining me. I do hope that you're all doing fabulously. Okay, Capricorns. Let's see what is in store for you this October. The first card is going to represent the overall energies at play and that you'll be encountering for more or less the first half of October. I do post mid-monthly readings, so be sure to stay updated with that. And now for you Capricorns, the first card is Four of Pentacles. Okay, so definitely I feel like this is a time for you Capricorns to kind of make sure that you are saving for a rainy day or being very practical with your finances, and you're not taking any you're not taking any unnecessary risks. Okay, you don't want to engage in any sort of unnecessarily not so promising or anything that could potentially put you in a bad position. Okay, so this Four of Pentacles is all about stability, and you can see this person here is really grasping onto these four coins and hugging them, keeping them close to you. Now, this card also can indicate holding on to your possessions too tightly or wanting to control your environment to a point where you're kind of losing sight of the bigger picture. You are, losing friends, losing loved ones, and I feel like there is a need to prioritize, but I feel like some of you Capricorns may overdo it, and you may kind of literally like choose your your possessions and your finances, and you may choose work over your family. And you feel like there is a calling here for you guys to kind of let go a little bit, and for you to ease up, kind of loosen the reins, and for you to kind of just not be so rigid and not be so not have like tunnel vision. You want to kind of keep things open, and again, don't lose sight of the bigger picture. Okay, so the next card is something that you guys are missing, something that you should be aware of. The Moon in the reverse position. Okay, this is Major Arcana energy. This is kind of like something that is a greater influence than the everyday occurrences of your life. This is something big, something major. So I do feel like you guys can feel this in your core. I do feel like this Moon card, especially coming up with this Four of Pentacles, this is kind of it's sort of calling you guys out. Okay, it's like it's a kind of call to look at yourself and to look at if you are just blindly going through the motions of everyday life, and sticking to a plan, versus or are you in touch with yourself, and are you making good decisions based on you and your wants and your needs? It's almost like, are you just following, or are you acting with passion? Sorry, my kitty. Are you okay, Olive? or are you, acting with passion? This moon card is all about intuition, all about responding and paying respects and being true to your inner self and your wild side. These wolves here are representing, the wildness of yourself. So are you taming that? Are you containing that primal energy, those innate desires within you? Or are you kind of just tuning all that out? Are you shutting that part of you away in order for you to, focus on material possessions? It's sometimes not always about the numbers, not always about the paycheck at the end of the day, or about, showing off your material possessions. And I do feel like some of you Capricorns are kind of straying away from the light. And I feel like you guys are, really being a bit materialistic for some reason. That may be because some of you Capricorns are trying to hold on to what you've earned. I feel like some of you Capricorns are feeling like, okay, it's going to be taken away from me. I better, hold on to it while I can. But I do feel like holding on tight, it's like that typical saying, holding on to something so tightly that it like slips through your fingers. You want to, loosen it up. And it is a fine balance, between, between dedication and working hard and keeping your eye on the prize. But there's a fine balance between that and sort of, just having faith that things will happen and having faith that that good things are coming to you and that you're deserving of those good things. All right, so the next card is general advice for you Capricorns. Eight of Swords in the reverse position. Okay, so when this Eight of Swords shows up, this is air energy. This has to do with the mind and with your thoughts and your patterns of behavior based on your thoughts. And when this Eight of Swords comes up, to me this is a struggle. This is, being confined, being like a prisoner of your own mind, being a slave to your own mind. And you can see here, sorry. And you can see here in the upper position, this Eight of Swords shows a lady here, and she's all tangled up, and she's even blindfolded by these sort of predatory-looking birds. And I feel like these are products of her mind. These are kind of the monsters in her head, monsters under her bed, and they're a product of her own doing. And I do feel like this is representing your thoughts and your imagination and your tendency to kind of overthink things. So I do feel like for some of you Capricorns, you're kind of you're afraid to kind of ease up, and you're afraid to kind of just have a more lax attitude about this because you're afraid of the worst, and you're afraid of what might happen if you're not prepared, or you're just afraid that you're going to be struggling and wanting for things and not being able to provide for yourself or for your family. But this Eight of Swords as general advice, when it shows up reverse, it's like freedom. It's release from that mental prison that you have, that you've created for yourself. It's I mean, I don't want to say it's all in your head, but this card is saying that, you don't have to be so trapped by your thoughts and by your own head. Your thoughts and your mind should be a place of boundless, endless potential. It should be a place, a safe haven for you to kind of experiment and to explore and to dream the biggest, most outrageous, amazing things for yourself. And I feel like right now you're kind of your own worst enemy. And I feel like definitely there's kind of a need to kind of like stick your nails in and hold on to material things, material possessions, because you're afraid that it's going to, go just as easily as it's come. It's sort of like, not that it's come easily. I feel like, you've definitely been working hard for where you are now. And I feel like definitely you guys feel like there's a long journey ahead of you. And that's why you want to just, you don't want to end up with nothing. You want to hold on to what you have. So yeah, it's not a good time to be kind of taking unnecessary risks, but at the same time, it is a good idea for you if you're feeling like, you're feeling all this stress and anguish in your own head. It's a good time to kind of get in touch with, your higher self, kind of align yourself, center yourself, and just be okay with what's going on. Be okay with the present moment. I feel like that is monumental right now for you guys to kind of maintain your sanity, which will hopefully take away the stress, take away all that stress in your life. Nobody wants to have stress built up, and especially here, I feel like it can easily be overcome by just just remembering to kind of relax and to breathe a little bit. Okay, so the outcome card for you Capricorns is the Devil in the reverse position. Okay, so definitely this is a good omen. This is another major arcana card, just like the moon, but when this Devil card shows up in the reverse position, this is amazing things, okay? When this Devil card comes upright, it's like, you guys need to be a bit cautious. You need to be wary of temptations and old habits, any addictions, any, this could even be depression, anything that kind of puts you in a dark place and that isolates you from people and that separates you from your true light and your potential. It kind of, pushes you down. But again, when this comes reverse, this is freedom from that, okay? Just like this Eight of Swords is release, is freedom from a mental prison. This Devil card is freedom from any negative attachments, negative bonds that you have. And I do feel like this is definitely, you can see kind of the likeness with the trees here. And you have, a tree is supposed to be giving, and it's a product of the earth, and it's something that is a material thing that's given to us. But when you're holding on so tightly, like with this Four of Pentacles, you're kind of, not really able to appreciate it for what it is. And I do feel like there's sort of an obsession almost with this card, with holding on to material possessions. And then this Devil card, it's a similar notion. It's a bit more sly, a little bit more, it's mysterious and slick. And I do feel like, you can kind of get hooked in the same way. You can kind of hold on and kind of give yourself a false sense of security, a false sense of hope and comfort with things that that kind of reel you in. So any sort of escapist kind of behaviors, any addictions, again, that is what this Devil card represents. But when it comes reverse, this is freedom from that. So I definitely feel like, yes, you guys are kind of holding on really tightly right now, and you guys are kind of digging yourselves a hole. You guys are creating, your own kind of your own prison, I guess, in your own head. And this Devil card as an outcome card is like, okay, you guys are going to realize that this is ridiculous, and that you have the power to control what you think, and therefore control your life and what you see in the physical world. And this is really good energy. This is release from old habits. So if you've been kind of I feel like you Capricorns know, okay, I need to stop doing this. I need to stop overthinking. I need to, be more confident. I need to, this and that. And this is, a push in that direction. This is signifying to me that you guys are slowly but surely discarding old ways, old patterns, and you guys are making headway. You guys are making progress. It's not to say that, everything's going to be perfect, when you wake up tomorrow, but I do feel like you guys are definitely headed in the right direction. And I feel like a major component to this is getting back in touch with yourself and really listening to your voice, your own voice, not the noise of the world, but your own voice, and not dulling your wild side, your spark, your light. Okay, listen to it, let it guide you, let your instinct lead the way, Capricorns. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. I hope this reading was of value to you and that you gained some insight, some clarity, some peace of mind, some reassurance. And don't forget to watch your other signs: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever sign you identify with. And if you would like a personal reading with me, please visit my Etsy shop etsy.com/shop/Sailor Tarot. Hope you guys have a beautiful October, and I'll see you guys for my mid-month reading, mid-October. Thanks a lot, and I love you guys. Thank you so much.